Hello students, welcome to Legacy IAS Academy. Today we are going to discuss about the new development that is going on in the Ladakh region, where Chinese government have started to build a new bridge in the nearby Pangong Tso Lake of Ladakh. So in this particular video we are going to discuss in details about what are the aims and objectives behind building of this bridge by PLA, that is People's Liberation Army of China, and what are the concerns that India can have with regard to development or the building up of this particular bridge. So let us start and delve deeper into this particular issue. So first of all, to give you a brief background, the Ministry of External Affairs, earlier also there were a lot of information that said that China is trying to build a new bridge in the Ladakh region in the eastern side of Pangong Tso Lake. However, recently Ministry of External Affairs of India has confirmed it officially that China indeed is building a second bridge on the Pangong Tso Lake. The building of this bridge is going on in the same region where 2 years back, somewhere in the month of May 2020, India and China had a most intense friction point and most intense border standoff in the last 30-40 years period. The second bridge, which is still under construction, is going to become a permanent structure. Before that, previously one more bridge was also built in the same region around the month of January. However, the sources confirm that this bridge was mainly built to facilitate the development or build up of this new one. The main advantage that China will have after completion of this bridge, that China will be able to swiftly move its armored vehicles and the army troops between the northern and southern bank of Pangong Tso Lake. Now let us try to look at the location of the bridge. So it is located somewhere about 20 km east of what is very popular place called as Finger 8 on the northern shore of the northern bank of the lake. If we try to look this in this picture here, what we can see here, total 8 different fingers are there. Fingers generally here is a term that is used to denote the mountain and the valley that has been formed in the Himalayan region. So here we can say we have one mountain, this is the hilltop, then we have a valley, then we have hilltop and valley. So 8 different mountain valley like a structure is projecting out toward this lake, and here we can see this is our Finger 8 region. So from this region almost 20 km to the east of Finger 8, this is the site of the new bridge. The bridge is also closer to what is called as Karnataka fort. It is an old ruined fort, and this is place where China has developed or set up its major frontier defense bases. The first bridge that was built up in the same region was around 400 meters long and 8 meters wide, while this bridge is going to be a much more larger and bigger than this. The bridge has been built in what we can call it as a Chusul subsector on the southern bank of Pangong Tso Lake. This you can see in this particular map. You can see from here, this is the location of Karnataka fort where China has installed its defense bases. This is the site of the second bridge, and this was the first bridge. This is the region or this line, the yellow line that you can see from here, that is crossing across the Pangong Tso Lake, is the line of actual control that as of now divides the Chinese and Indian control Ladakh territory. If you look at the location of this bridge from the point of view of this Pangong Tso Lake, so it lies somewhere in the middle of this Pangong Tso Lake. Pangong Tso Lake structure is kind of, we can say, this kind of structure is there, and the bridge is situated somewhere in this region. So almost at 50% distance from either side. Apart from that, China also have developed or set up a frontier defense company at the Karnataka fort. And if you move further east, apart from this frontier defense company, China also has stationed a water squadron and deployed it at the place that is called as Ban Mojang. So let us try to understand about Pangong Tso Lake. Now Pangong Tso Lake is an example of endorheic lake, which is almost 135 km long in the east-west stretch, which is situated at an altitude of 4,225 meters, and that is why it is believed to be the lake which is at the highest saltwater lake or highest endorheic lake in the world. Now, what do we understand by the term endorheic? So, endorheic is basically a type of water body that does not have any outlet, that does not drains its water into nearby seas or ocean or something like that. So, due to such regions, the evaporation happens, and since they do not have any outlet, the salinity of lake keeps on growing, and that is why it converts into a kind of brackish water or saltwater lake. If we try to look at the control area of Pangong Tso Lake, So almost of this 135 kilometer, 45 kilometer of the lake is under the control of India, as we discussed the part that is lying to the west of line of actual control, while 2/3 of lake is currently under the Chinese control. The lake has also been classified as a Ramsar site. It is one of the most important Ramsar site of India, apart from the Tso Lake, which is just situated in the Ladakh region, slightly to the west of Pangong Tso Lake. Now, Ramsar site actually is a classification that came after the 2nd February 1971, when a convention was international convention called as Ramsar Convention signed by different countries, which India itself was a party of. So Ramsar site declaration basically tries to preserve and protect the whole wetland ecosystem and try to protect and preserve the species and the biodiversity that depends on that particular ecosystem. So question obviously comes that why China has started developing or constructing a bridge in this eastern part of Pangong Tso Lake. So first of all, the experts believe that after the completion of this bridge, Chinese will be able to move their troops at much more faster rate. It will cut down the time taken earlier to cross the Pangong Tso Lake. Earlier, it used to take somewhere about 12 hours. Now, after the completion of bridge, Chinese will be able to travel or cross the same distance in just 4 hours. Second, it will also help in not only movement of the soldiers, but also mechanized forces, heavy weapons and military vehicles will be able to cross the northern and southern part of Pangong Tso Lake. And the construction of this bridge is believed to be a direct outcome of the ongoing standoff that has started between India and China at least very strongly at least since last 2 years along the 3,488 kilometer long line of actual control. Now question comes that why this particular location has been chosen by China to construct this bridge. So let us try to look at some important significance of this particular location. So first of all, the significance of this location can be understood from the perspective of an Indian Army operation that was conducted in the month of August 2020, when Indian Army outmaneuvered the PLA or the People's Liberation Army to occupy the heights of Kailas range in the Chushul subsector. To remind you, the Chushul subsector is the region where China is constructing this bridge. And the next phase of operation in the same month, the Indian Army was able to strategically significant, have upper hand in strategically significant Spangur Gap. Now, Spangur Gap is very, very important. If you look at this map here, this we can see, this is our Pangong Tso Lake. Here we have a lake that is called as Spangur Lake. And between this Pangong Tso Lake and Spangur Lake, we have a land area. This land area is very, very important because through this land area in 1962, when Chinese army invaded Ladakh region, they were able to mobilize and cross and then able to attack. So that is why now after this operation, India has a stronghold in the strategically significant Spangur Gap, which can be used in case the situation becomes worse. And if in China, India really start to have confrontation, a serious confrontation, in that case, this gap can be used by Indian Army to launch an offensive, similarly as China has launched earlier. Now, the direct outcome of these army operation in August 2020 was that India got a direct view of something that is called as Moldo Garrison. Moldo Garrison is a very important strategic point of China because it is this garrison where most of the supply lines of Chinese army is situated. So, by having a direct view of Moldo Garrison, in case of adverse situation, Indian army can destroy the garrison and can destroy the supply line, or we can say the reinforcement of the Chinese military. At the same time, Indian army also had readjusted on the lake's northern bank to position themselves above the Chinese position. So, due to this Indian army operation of August 2020, India got a kind of upper hand around this region, and that is what worried the Chinese, rankled the nerves of the Chinese, and that is when they started to develop or thought to construct a bridge, so to have an advantage in case of warfare. So, about this development, what is the India's response? So, India's point of view is very, very clear because the site where bridge is being constructed is believed by India to be under the illegal occupation of China, because India's claim line lies to the east of this bridge where they are constructing this. So that is why basically the area or the land or the part of lake where the Chinese are building this bridge lies under the claim zone of India. And that is why India has said that the bridge is illegal and being constructed under the illegal occupation of China, and India is monitoring all the Chinese activities closely. Then yesterday, Arindam Bagchi, who is the MEA spokesperson, he have given a statement that we have never accepted such illegal occupation of our territory, nor have we accepted the unjustified Chinese claim or such construction activities. India basically has criticized this move of China to construct a bridge in what is called as Indian territory. Apart from that, if you look at the statement given by the former Army General, General M.M. Naranne, he had said that we do not have to worry that much about Chinese construction in these areas. He has said that Indian Army currently is in much better position as compared to a year and a half ago. Year and a half ago was a time when actual standoff in the line of actual control region, the Pangong Tso region, Finger Lake region, the Galwan Valley started. And he has also said that whatever China is doing is being equally matched by the Indian side, and that India is no way today lagging behind as far as the development of infrastructure is concerned. And to prove this point, he has also given this data that in year 2021 alone, more than 100 projects were completed by the Border Road Organization, and most of these projects are near the or closer to the China border. Apart from that, India is also ramping up its surveillance along line of actual control and also trying to build up new airstrips and landing areas. So what we are seeing is we are having development of infrastructure both from the Chinese side as well as the Indian side. So what is the current situation all about? So current situation is that if you look at after the May 2020 standoff, when there was a negotiation going on between the core commander of both the regions, both army agreed that they will pull back from the patrolling point 14, which is situated in the Galwan Valley. It was in the Galwan Valley classes that both countries have lost their military members or army soldiers. Then after this, in February 2021, north and south bank of Pangong Tso was also demilitarized. That means both army has shifted their soldiers from these regions, and also the both armies have pulled up their troops from PP-17A region, which is situated near Gogra post. Between the standoff and as of now, total 15 meetings of core commanders has already occurred, and to diffuse the tension along LAC, the 16th meeting is going to occur and it will be notified very soon when the meeting will take place. So both countries are actively engaged to diffuse the tension so that this kind of a standoff does not convert or does not turn into a full-fledged war. Both countries will come out as a loser at the end of this war. So what are the present area where standoff is still going on? So if you look at this map here, this one point that we see today is called as Hot Spring region, which is also a military term, has been referred as PP-15. So in this PP-15 region, Chinese have built up a platoon size strength and their soldiers are still stationed there. Apart from that, if you look at in this region between PP-10 to PP-13, Chinese troops continue to block the Indian soldiers, which is the Depsang Plain region, to access this PP-10 to PP-13 areas, which were earlier patrolled by the Indian army. So that is one area of standoff. Apart from that, if you look at the build-up of military or army with respect to both the countries, so over more than 50,000 troops have been stationed in this region by both Chinese and India individually, along with additional air defense assets, artillery, tanks and other weapons have also been stationed in this region. And one of the most important point here you can see on this map is called as Daulat Beg Oldie, which is one of the oldest landing strip which Indian Air Force, Indian Army uses to control this particular area. So whole this region, that red points you are seeing are the area of standoffs. However, some areas are there where standoff is still going on. From some areas, both military have agreed to pull up their soldiers. So in context of these standoff and the infrastructure development by both countries in the Ladakh region, what should be our conclusion, or what we can say in conclusion, is that we know that the border dispute between India and China has been going on for more than 6 decades, and that is why it is in the interest of both the countries today that they come up with a position paper on the border issue, that how they are planning to address this particular issue. And as far as the India is concerned, India should bring the settlement of the India-China border issue to the forefront as far as the Indo-China or Sino-China relation, Indo-China relation is concerned, because both countries are today vying to become an Asian superpower, Asian economic superpower, and if both countries get involved in this unnecessary warfare, it will damage the economy and will send back both countries many years back in achieving and aspiring for its dream. So that is all for today. Thank you very much.